Today, our topic is the Stoic secret to building discipline. Discipline is one of the hardest things to master, but it is also one of the most important. Without discipline, life can feel chaotic, and our goals can seem out of reach. The good news is that the ancient Stoic philosophers have given us a roadmap to build discipline in a way that is practical, powerful, and timeless. Stoicism is not just a philosophy. It is a way of life that teaches us how to focus on what we can control and let go of what we cannot. It is about finding inner strength and using it to live a life of purpose, even when things get tough. So, how do the Stoics help us build discipline? Let's dive into their wisdom and see how it can change your life. First, the Stoics teach us to focus on what we can control. This is the foundation of discipline. Many of us waste energy worrying about things we cannot change: the weather, other people's opinions, or unexpected events. But the Stoics remind us that the only thing we truly control is our own mind, our choices, and our actions. When we focus on these things, we stop wasting time and energy on what doesn't matter. For example, if you want to build discipline in your work, focus on showing up every day and doing your best, rather than worrying about whether your boss will notice or if you'll get promoted. Discipline starts with accepting that some things are outside your control and choosing to focus on what you can do right now. Next, the Stoics emphasize the importance of habits. Discipline is not about being perfect or never making mistakes. It is about creating small, consistent habits that add up over time. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." This means you need to decide who you want to be, someone who is disciplined, focused, and resilient, and then take small steps every day to become that person. For example, if you want to be healthier, start with one small habit, like drinking more water or taking a short walk every day. Over time, these small actions will build into a strong foundation of discipline. Another key Stoic idea is embracing discomfort. The Stoics believed that comfort is the enemy of growth. If you always seek comfort, you will never build discipline or resilience. Instead, you need to train yourself to handle discomfort and even welcome it. This doesn't mean you should make life unnecessarily hard, but it does mean you should push yourself out of your comfort zone regularly. For example, if you want to build discipline in your fitness routine, don't avoid hard workouts because they're uncomfortable. Instead, see them as opportunities to grow stronger. The more you practice facing discomfort, the easier it becomes to stay disciplined even when things get tough. The Stoics also teach us to practice mindfulness and self-awareness. Discipline requires you to be aware of your thoughts, feelings, and actions. If you act without thinking, you are more likely to make impulsive decisions that undermine your discipline. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius wrote in his journal every night, reflecting on his day and asking himself questions like, "Did I act with integrity? Did I stay focused on what matters?" This practice of self-reflection helps you stay aware of your habits and make better choices. You can do the same by taking a few minutes each day to think about your actions and how they align with your goals. Another powerful Stoic tool for building discipline is the practice of negative visualization. This might sound strange, but the Stoics believe that imagining the worst-case scenario can actually help you stay disciplined and grateful. For example, if you're struggling to stay disciplined with your finances, imagine losing your job or facing a financial crisis. This exercise helps you appreciate what you have and motivates you to take action to protect it. It also reminds you that life is unpredictable, so it's important to stay disciplined and prepared. The Stoics also remind us to focus on the present moment. Discipline is not about what you did yesterday or what you'll do tomorrow. It's about what you do right now. The past is gone, and the future is uncertain, so the only moment you have is this one. The Stoic philosopher Seneca said, "You are living as if destined to live forever. Your own frailty never occurs to you. You don't notice how much time has already passed." This is a reminder to stop procrastinating and start taking action today. If you want to build discipline, focus on making the most of this moment. Another important Stoic lesson is to set clear goals and align your actions with them. Discipline is easier when you have a clear sense of purpose. The Stoics believe that living a virtuous life is a life of wisdom, courage, justice, and self-control should be your ultimate goal. But you also need smaller practical goals that guide your daily actions. For example, if your goal is to be healthier, your daily actions might include eating nutritious food, exercising, and getting enough sleep. When you know what you're working toward, it's easier to stay disciplined and avoid distractions. The Stoics also teach us to accept failure as part of the process. No one is perfect, and everyone makes mistakes. The key is to learn from your failures and keep going. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." When you fail, don't give up. Instead, reflect on what went wrong, adjust your approach, and try again. Discipline is not about never falling. It's about getting back up every time you do. Finally, the Stoics remind us to practice gratitude. Discipline is easier when you appreciate what you have and focus on the good in your life. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive and to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." Gratitude helps you stay motivated and disciplined because it reminds you of what's truly important. When you feel grateful, you are more likely to take care of yourself and work toward your goals. In summary, the Stoic secret to building discipline is a combination of focusing on what you can control, creating small habits, embracing discomfort, practicing mindfulness, using negative visualization, living in the present moment, setting clear goals, accepting failure, and practicing gratitude. These principles are not just theoretical. They are practical tools you can use every day to build a disciplined life. Discipline is not easy, but it is worth it. It allows you to take control of your life, achieve your goals, and live with purpose. So start small, stay consistent, and remember the wisdom of the Stoics. As Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realizes this, and you will find strength. Use that strength to build discipline, and you will transform your life.